spätes Willkommen hier noch bei uns in Hütteldorf. Leider heute kein schöner Abend für uns, Coach. It was no happy end at a very dramatic football evening. Could you give us your point of view why we didn't manage it to go through the league phase?
I can do it short first of all because there's some key moments in the game that we don't take care of well enough. We have to be able to be a little bit under pressure for these 20 minutes in second half that we are. But it's the key moments in the game that I'm not happy about, and then it becomes a drama, and it should never be a penalty where it's close to 50-50. It should be decided before that. So I'm mostly disappointed by us not deciding the game before it goes to penalties.
Thank you. Bitte, Rainer.
It was quite similar in Edinburgh. What happened after half-time? We had the switch of the momentum. We talked about it in Scotland. And now after the break, it seems to have the same problems like in the first leg. What happened there with the team?
We didn't solve the man-for-man pressing well enough. There's two moments. There's the second ball game that you have to take better care of. And we lost it too quick. So we were just feeding their way of pressing, and then we didn't find the times to go to the other side or in behind enough times. We have some good moments where the passing quality is not on a high enough level, and we don't really use the space that there is behind them. So the short answer is we didn't solve their man-for-man pressing good enough.
Then at the red card, what did you say in the overtime to the team? 11 against 10. But it seems that there was no idea, no plan how to find solutions against defensive Hearts team.
I said it's about having the control and then making the chances due to the side. So having dribblers on the side, switching the ball quickly from side to side, create 1v1s, go around them, and then bring in the crosses that is needed. Solutions, of course, I think we had a lot of situations in and around the box. Did we get the finish to it? No. Did we create enough big chances out of it? No, but we have the control, and then of course they scored the goal out of a corner kick to us, and that's one of the key moments I talk about because that obviously can never happen.
Dankeschön. Bitte zum Erik Niederseher von Sky. Gib mir kurz Zeichen, Erik.
In the whole process that you are, since you are here in developing the squad and the club, a style of play, how big is this setback in terms of?
Yeah, but it's not a setback. It's a disappointment because we drew a game, and we have 2 draws and 8 wins in 10 games, and it's still a disappointment, and it is a disappointment. But it's not a setback. But of course, we get to see where we are as a group and where we are as a team the next couple of days and the next couple of games. You can always lose in football, but if you have made a good and hard work and created something, then the defeats don't hurt you too much. Of course, it hurts tonight. It hurts tomorrow as well. But when we start planning for Sturm on Sunday, I want to see the exact same faces from my players again. I want to see the exact same determination and passion for the game and the same hard work. This was a hard one today. But we also have to reflect from outside and say, okay, it's 8 wins, 2 draws in 2 games, but it's still a hard one.
Then let's ask from another perspective. You said by reaching the Conference League phase, you hope that you can keep the whole squad together. How big is your fear that?
Yeah, but we have to wait and see. Of course, there has to be clubs that makes offers for our players. Otherwise, they stay here because they are on contracts. I think we are in a fine place, and fortunately, we have a lot of players who likes to play football here and wants to be a part of this football club and this team, and that puts us in a good position where we can say no if the offers are not good enough, and we can say yes if they are.
Dankeschön. Further questions? Weitere Fragen bitte, Horst Hötsch.
Coach, you just had 2 player changes until the 102nd minute, I think. What was the idea behind it, not to do it earlier?
The idea was also to do it earlier, but then they get the red card because, of course, we do 2 substitutions before that. after I think 63, 64 or something. And then we actually have lined up 2 more around that. But then they get the red card, and then we want to see, okay, how does this play out? Because what you have seen the first 78 minutes or 76 minutes, 11v11, is something, and we have planned for changing that game picture a little bit. What you're then going to see 11v10 is probably not the same. So we needed to run that a little bit to see what it is that we needed for the game. So that was the reason.
And another detail, Nicky Hedel, he seemed to be very, very uncomfortable with the goal kicks. Is there something that you can prepare for him to do it a different way, or I don't know?
We train it and we prepare it as good as we can. I think he's been a big part of our good start to this season overall. He struggled a little bit in second half in Hearts with some of the decisions. Maybe also second half today in terms of having a little bit more calmness and coolness in some situations. But overall, I don't agree that he struggles. I think he's been pretty good so far on our goal kicks. But of course, with some moments that he needs to improve.
Thank you. Dankeschön. Anyone else? Bitte. Ja, Alex Huber vom Kurier und dann andere Seite, ganz letzte Reihe.
Coach, you told us yesterday that the players should train if they want to be on the list for the penalty shootout. How did you manage to come to the 5 guys? And for example, you remembered in Dundee, Serge Phillips scored. He wasn't on the list. So how did you get to the 5 names?
Yeah, by what I told you yesterday, that if you want to be on the list, then you have to train it, because we have to, as coaches, have an idea of how do you take the penalty kick. And if you don't train it, it's because that you either want to be last on the list or not on the list at all. And there were some clear answers from some who said that's not for me, and there was some clear yeses also in terms of who wants to take it. And we made the list based on what we saw in training, not only yesterday but throughout the whole season. There was also a reason why Louis Schaub came on at the end, because we know he's calm on penalties. So yeah, all of it is a mix of both training and experience and what we have seen so far.
And when you remember the reaction of the team to the hard misses last season, what do you expect for Sunday? Could it be like a great comeback, or is it this time maybe even harder?
No, I don't think it's even harder. I think today is hard, but you also have to, in football, be aware of that the emotions that are here now doesn't necessarily have to be the emotions that are there next time we train or next time we see each other. Of course, there will be disappointment, but and everyone wanted to qualify. I wanted to qualify. All the players wanted to qualify, and I cannot say that there's anyone who didn't do their best to succeed in terms of that. But like I also said, is that this group of players, from what I see, is in a completely different place. So what we now have to do is to take that good stuff that we have done in the season and in the preseason and to bring it on Sunday. Does it mean that we necessarily have to win it to say, okay, now we are back? Not necessarily. I just want to see my team back on the pitch again with a good performance and a hard fight for each other. Then if they are able to do that on Sunday, then we are back again, and then I'm not worried at all with the reaction to losses that will be throughout this season.
Bitte.
Coming back to the penalties, did you expect Marco Tilio taking the penalty with his right foot?
Yeah. You didn't know? No, I think if you ask him, he would say that he's right-footed, or at least he takes set-piece situations with his right foot.
Okay, bitte dann noch ein Kollege in der ganz letzten Reihe.
In the first half, everything seemed to go according to plan for your team. They created a lot of chances. How content were you with the performance in the first half? With which feeling did you go in the halftime?
A feeling that we were probably halfway through, but also with the idea that they will probably change something, because they couldn't be satisfied with the first half. They didn't even touch the ball, I think, for 40 minutes or something. So of course, when that's the case, it's more about not highlighting too many things from first half, but preparing the players for what will happen in second half. And that can be different or difficult sometimes because you have to guess a little bit. You have to have an idea. But we found some situations with man-for-man pressing from the last game and said this will probably be the case. If not from the start, then most likely later in the game when they have to chase a goal. And like the first question, I said we didn't handle that man-for-man pressing well enough. We didn't handle their high pressing well enough. We came into okay situations, but didn't create enough from them and were not playing with high enough quality on the ball.
Okay, then I think everything is answered and thanks Coach und wir sehen uns ein paar von euch dann am Freitag um 13:30 Uhr und spätestens am Freitag freuen wir uns dann auch auf das Spiel am Sonntag. Thank you.